I don't know where he put it. I think it's gotta be over here somewhere. Oh wait, this must be it. Uh, oh, hi. It says here, look at the camera. So that must be. Oh, right. Well, I suppose I should introduce myself. My name is Mr. Stebner. It's Brent Stebner. And I happen to be a good friend of Brett's, the owner of the Hulkamaniacs and the normal host of this show. But he said he couldn't make it tonight. He said he wasn't feeling up to it, but he knew that the deadline was looming, so he asked if I would do it. Now, the problem is that I don't really have a lot of what you would call, I guess, football knowledge, but he did take some really good notes, so I guess I'm going to read through this, and I hope that it's halfway decent. I hope you haven't turned it off already, because I am going to go all the way to the end here. So, well, it says Week 9 just wrapped up. In the first item, it says, the Decem train rolls on. I don't know if that's, if he's an engineer or what that means, but it sounds like it's moving forward, the Decem train. Then it says, who wants it in the north? Now, when I read that out loud, that sounds kind of weird. I mean, I guess who wants it in the south would probably be a little bit worse. But no, this says the north, so there must be some sort of battle or fight for that. The trade deadline, just tomorrow night, and it's really just heating up. I mean, people are throwing draft picks around like it's Monopoly money. The curious one he said here was trading for Tyreek Hill, and the only thing you could figure is that he did it for a keeper, which it says Tyreek Hill is a keeper. That's one for the seat. I don't know what that means. So it says no one is but don't worry. 9 weeks in, 4 weeks to go. No one is officially out, but Linkowitz, it says Linkowitz is close. I don't know if again that's another kind of joke thing about Linkowitz being out, but it says he's close, so I guess we'll wait and see. It says, return of the Great White Sharks. I don't know what that's referencing. Maybe it's an old team that came back. I guess. Then it says here, return of the old Matt. That too, I guess. Maybe there'll be more on that later. All right, so on to the games here. The first game is the Pack Attack. Verse at 4-4, taking on the Architect at 5-3. I once knew an Architect, a really neat guy. It was Vandelay. I think it was Art Van. That was it, Art Vandelay. Just man, could tell stories like nobody's business. It was something. But anyways, this Architect doesn't appear to have drawn up much of a plan because it lost 61.5 for the Architect, 92 for the Pack Attack here. For the Pack Attack, the Seattle connection seems to be heating up at the right time. I know Seattle lost, but it says Russell Wilson had 20 and Doug Baldwin had 15.5. Frank Gore had 5.5, and that was actually the lowest scoring player on his team. Someone named Jay Ajayi or something like that got 14 but was on the bench. I don't know if those points count. But it is back in the win column now, 5-4 for the Architect. No, scratch that for the Pack Attack. Architect, Matt Stafford had 18. Kenyon Drake, without the J. Aji or Jai or whatever it was, had 11. So not a lot of competition there. Maybe that's something he can use going forward if Elliott is on again and off again. Golden Tate, 9.5. Calvin Benjamin, Zach Ertz didn't even play when his starting line. Oh, wait, this is where he's talking about the old Matt. Those two both were in the lineup and didn't even play. And Ezekiel Elliott was on the bench, and he did play, which really kind of harkens back to a time where Matt, just seemed to not really have a firm grasp on, on fantasy football. But, Matt, there, sorry you lost. You fall to 5-4, and now you're both tied for, second, I suppose, in the South. So, all right, on to the next game here. It says, you're going to need a bigger boat. I don't even own a Oh, wait, no! Oh, wait! I bet this is that shark thing, because, yeah, this is a team name, and they're 3-5, taking on the Radioactive Monkeys, who were 3-5. And boy, this was close. It was 6 points separating it. 96.5 to the boat, and 90.5 to the Monkeys. If you're the boat people, I don't know if that's like the men in the tub or something like that, but they had 5 in double figures. Todd Gurley, newly acquired, with 19. Tyreek Hill, recently departed, with 15. Not deceased, just departed, it says here. The Jacksonville defense. Wait, Jacksonville's got a football team? When did that happen? Oh, it's been a while. Like I said, it's been not really, I guess, a great football mind, but Austin Safarian Jenkins. Good Lord, is that a name? He just had a point. That's really not very good. Everyone else, though, was above 6, so I guess that was the worst performance of the week. Next week, Melvin Gordon is back, and his fully purchased team that he has spent $42 on, it says here, and I don't know if that's a lot of money or not. Probably not worth as much as this fancy cup, because this looks really nice. But so he mentioned that, but anyways, you win, you go on to 4-5. The Monkeys, Alex Smith had 20. Matt Forte rose from the ashes like a phoenix, it says. Huh, interesting. Oh, that must mean he's old. He had 20. The Saints defense had 18. CJ Anderson, who was acquired in the Melvin Gordon trade, got 0. That one stung. You lost by 6. This might be the death blow as you fall to 3-6. But then again, at least you'll have Tyreek Hill. It says he in parentheses. I think he meant that as a joke. Anyways, next up, the people of Middle Spunk Creek at 4-4, taking on Team Lenkowitz at 2-6. This was a really low-scoring game. They combined for just 100 points. That's really not all that much. I mean, the boat folks, they almost got 100 on their own. But the people of Middle Spunk Creek, David Carr got 16. Kareem Hunt, it says, continues to disappoint with 6 points. And then led again by a kicker, Greg Legatron, zero line with 17. 4 of them, the rest of his players had 3 points or under, hence the 55. However, does get the victory against Team Lenkowitz because they were just awful. Marshawn Lynch came back and had his best game of the season with 17. The Houston Texans got 10. Vernon Davis got 7. Everyone else is 4 under. Falls to 2-7. Maybe not out of it, but definitely an absolute long shot at this point. All right, so now, well, it says Magic 8 Ball. Huh, I mean, that's... Wait, so it says, ask the Magic 8 Ball questions about things that you're wondering. Huh. So I just go ahead and ask it, and it'll give me answers. Oh, I guess we'll give this a shot here. I got a good one. When I was a kid, they had this candy called Pop Rocks, and they said that if you ate it and, like, swallowed it really quick with water, that it would pop and tear out your stomach. Was that a rumor or like a myth? Or what was that, Magic 8 Ball? Let's see what it says here. It said, it's decidedly so. Well, whew, thank goodness I never tried that. And let that be, I guess, a warning to anyone who was considering doing that. That's really, that was really something. Wait. I got another one. This is one I've wondered for a long time, too. For some of you, like, sci-fi geeks out there like myself, did Han Solo shoot first? Did Han Solo shoot first? It said, it is certain. Well, isn't that something? I always thought it was Greedo, but Magic 8 Ball said it was Han Solo. Well, that let some of those sci-fi, people get some sleep now. I don't have to worry about that one. Lastly, this one. I mean, as far as like conspiracies go, this is probably the biggest one I could think of, just I guess off the cuff. Neil Armstrong, did he really walk on the moon, or did that happen, or was it just some sort of like a hoax or something? Let's see here what this says. Neil Armstrong on the moon. Don't count on it. Well, there you go. Boy, we really covered some ground here tonight. So Pop Rocks will rip your stomach up. Han Solo shot first, and Neil Armstrong, that was just a hoax. Wow, this is I got to get myself one of those. That's interesting. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the last 2 games here. It says in the first, Ryan Deesum and his... Wait a minute. What is that? I can't say that. That's... I'll just... Well, Ryan Deesum and some things that I guess... How does he have both of those? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. You know what? No bother. So Ryan's team at 7-1, taking on the pit of misery, at 3 and 5. Oh wait, it says you're supposed to say dilly dilly and lift the cup. All right, so wait, the pit of misery, dilly dilly. I hope I did that right. At 3 and 5, and like I said earlier, the decent train roll. This is what he was talking about. Rolls on 86 to 61, and if you're decent, Dak Prescott got 22, Christian McCaffrey got 14 and a half, Travis Kelce 13 and a half, Evan Ingram 12, and those two players right there. It's noted that they are the number 1 and the number 4 tight end in the league. So even though he's got both of these parts, the aforementioned parts, he's also appears to be flexing the tight end. This is really altogether just strange. Alvin Kamara, who apparently is his rookie keeper, scored 25 on the bench. That guy, at least according to the notes, can really play. At this point, the number 1 seed is in sight as we head down the stretch with 4 weeks to go. If you're the pit of misery, dilly dilly, you fall to 3 and 6, Mario to 16. No one else in his team was in double digits, except for Alshon Jeffrey, who was on the bench with 19. Oh, that probably stings. You probably want those players in your lineup. Julio got 9 points, and it says 20. Nope, scratch that. He dropped that touchdown. Although there's some, he did have some notes scribbled in here kind of hastily that maybe Julio was traded. But I guess more on that when Brett comes back. He can clarify that for you. At 3 and 6, the playoffs are definitely a stretch. All right, so on to the final game of the week here. It says Mana, 3-time champ Mana at 4 and 4, taking on, this is Brett's team, the Hulkamaniacs at 5 and 3. So in the notes here it says, that Mana was without Deshaun Watson because he hurt his knee. And Leonard Fournette, his other really good player, wasn't going to play. So there were zeros from those guys. The weight even says McCoy had got 0 on Thursday. Well, then I don't even know if I need to read this anymore, because if those 3 guys, and they're all mentions top guys, got 0, then there's really no way that the Hulkamaniacs, that they could have lost. But that's what happened. This is where it all breaks. That's right. It's me. You're looking at me going, whoa, where did he come from? Maybe you don't recognize me, so I'll throw the crown on. It's the king. It's Brett Sieber. And let me tell you something. For anyone that wants to talk about fantasy football being some sort of I'm really good at fantasy football, that's a bunch of baloney. No one's really good at fantasy football. You have lucky people and you have unlucky people. Mana, 3-time champ Mana. 3-time champ because you got lucky 3 times. And then this week, no business winning this game. This defies all logic. And that's what happened. 87.5 to 65. T.Y. Hilton decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get me some. And I'm going to run all over the field. And I'm even going to get tackled. And then get back up and run for 80 yards and a touchdown. That's the kind of baloney that was going on this weekend. Cam Newton with 12, Demaryius Thomas with 14. For me, 26 points for Carson Wentz, 12.5 for Hyde, Graham Gano with 9, everyone else 5 or less. You know what? The king is done giving handouts. The king is done with this kind of nonsense. I fall to 5 and 4. Yeah, I'm in a 3-way tie for the North, but rest assured, I am not happy about being a first-place team tied with 2 other jabronis. We're going to wrap this up real quick, and I'm going to get back to the business of winning football game. Stud of the week, as it pains me to say, was T.Y. Hilton, 32.5 points. The dud, boy, this could have been an absolute conglomerate because there were just duds laying all over the place. AJ Green, Mike Evans combined for a total point. And then, way to go, you both got ejected. And, Mike Evans, you're going to miss this week. Well, that just is swell. That's just dandy. Blair Walsh, 0 points. Missed all 3 field goals. The team he plays for lost by 9.5. Could have been a lot tighter. Could have got your team the win. CJ Anderson, also a 0. Your team lost by 6. You could have been a big help. Just duds all over the place. The decent update, Tyreek Hill is a keeper. Really, Saltmarsh? Really? I hope you keep him because you gave up a 2nd-round pick for him. If you don't, then we're just going to have to open a whole nother wing or lid on the toilet seat for all your discretions. This year, Andy, Andy found his way into the DSM update this week, dropping and then picking up Amir Abdullah in the span of last week's games and the games this week. Really, really something. As DSM pointed out, Amir Abdullah was probably excited to climb out of the pit of misery, dilly-dilly, only to be sucked back in by all the hooligans that reside there within. Going on to next week, boy, week 10, 4 weeks to go, and this thing is heating up. Game of the week has got to be Hulkamaniacs at 5-4 taking on the people of Middlesbrough Crete, or as I call them, Pomsk. That's right, Pomsk at 5-4. The battle for first. Now, to not be outdone, the other 5-4 team in the North Division, Mana, 3-time champ Mana, taking on, you're going to need a bigger boat. The Surging, hoping for everything, wishing upon wish that they don't lose and fall to 4-6 and jeopardize anything. 4-5, another huge game there. The Pit of Misery, Dilly Dilly at 3-6, taking on Linkowitz at 2-7 in the Who Doesn't Care Anymore Bowl. The Monkeys at 3-6, taking on Pack Attack at 5-4, who is trying to improve his playoff chances. And lastly, Ryan Deesum and those big old nasty prune-shaped, stinky, smelly, dragging on the floor, tripping all over him, titties and balls at 8-1 versus the Architect, who may have slipped back into his old self this week at 5-4. I guess time will tell. But for now, all I've got to tell you is that the King is back. And what's going to happen this week? The King's done handing out freebies. I'm going back to the top, all by my lonesome. We'll see y'all next week. This is Brett. Peace.